It's live. Hello, everyone. Good evening or good afternoon, depending on where you're at. I hope you guys are all having a fantastic Wednesday. It is Wednesday, yes. I had to remind myself, what day is it? Because when you travel, it just all blurs together. So I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. It is my first day here in London. I have been walking around mostly Buckingham Palace. I also went down and checked out some fascinators at John Lewis again. I did not buy one, but I just needed to keep myself up. And if I sat in my hotel room, I would fall asleep. So I just wanted to welcome you guys all to London with me. It is crazy busy out here. And I was able to see Charles already. King Charles drove right by me. So that was so much fun. It was just great to have him drive by, and that was super exciting. There was a huge crowd there, and then they start clearing people out, but it was nice for a second because then there weren't like 1,000 people in front of the palace, but everybody, I think you can feel the excitement starting to grow a bit with people. They are super stoked to see this going on, and I know Charles, I think, is just really excited about it as well. Him and William and Princess Anne, I guess, as well, were at Westminster Abbey earlier today. So I didn't think about going to Westminster. I blame the jet lag for that. So they may go back there again. And we do know that Catherine and William will be at I think it's the Duck and Dry tomorrow afternoon at some point, or tomorrow morning. We're not exactly sure when. And they'll be meeting with a restaurant company that is going to be hosting people throughout the Coronation weekend, and speaking with service staff. So I plan on getting there super early tomorrow morning. I asked my local Starbucks, when do you open? Because I will be heading out that way. But I just wanted to let you guys know that is where we're at. And I'll show you guys some of the couple of the fun things I've already gotten, because I wanted to make sure I grabbed a couple things before everything just got crazy busy. And it was already starting to get really busy and crazy. But just to say hello, Matt, Donna, Renee, Norwalk, love that you are there, safe and sound. Thank you. Me too. I was getting worried. Our flight was delayed, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is going to be a repeat of the Coronation where my flight was super delayed. Well, it was canceled, and then I had a couple other flights that got delayed. It was just the worst nightmare ever. Because I was like, you can't redo the Jubilee if I can't go. There's no do-over here. And I was very close to actually missing it. If I couldn't get the flight out that night, I would have missed it, which would have been super sad. All right, Ruth, welcome to England. I will also be in London on the 17th visiting Kensington Palace. Yes, I will be hopefully going tomorrow after the William and Kate thing. They have a crown to couture, I think is it's called. And one of the dresses they have is the Blake Lively dress that she wore to the Met Gala last year. And I love that dress. It's the transformational Statue of Liberty dress. And so I'm super excited to see that. All right, Kimberly, congratulations. You arrived safely. Well done. Yes, I arrived safely and with minimal problems. So Teddy, hello. Welcome to London. Hope you have a great time here. Yes, and Pamela, watching from the island of Malta. Ooh, I've never been to Malta. That sounds like oodles of fun. Isn't that where Meghan went and claimed that she had descendants from Malta, or that she was part, I don't know if you call it Maltese. That's probably not right. And it was probably completely made up. Brittany, glad you made it there safely. Did you see any of the actual activities today because of the rehearsal for the coronation ceremony? So I didn't see any of the actual activity because that was over at Westminster and I was over at Buckingham Palace. I made sure to get a place that was somewhat close to Buckingham Palace. That way it would be easy to walk because I knew the streets would be shut down. I'd have to find a cab. I'd have to find a cab early in the morning. So I just didn't really want to deal with those type of things. So I didn't really see any of the rehearsal at Westminster, but I did see Charles returning from the rehearsals at Westminster. And again, Catherine and William will be out and about tomorrow. Liz, my goodness, I thought today was Friday and I lost another week. Be safe and have fun, Brittany. Oh, thank you. Yes, I know it gets very confusing. Elise said, so glad you are feeling settled enough to do a live. I always suffer terrible jet lag and trip over. Can't wait to hear about your adventures. Yes, I'd like to do an actual video, but honestly, I'm too tired to do one. So this is just enough to help me stay awake a little bit longer, because the key to jet lag is to stay up as late as you can and then go to bed at a somewhat normal hour, and then you'll be pretty much set. That's worked for me time and time again. I did sleep I slept a bit on the plane, and it was so much more comfortable than how I normally do on planes. So that was not bad, but it was obviously I still had, turbulence and stuff. So it wasn't a smooth sleep. Leticia, glad you arrived safe and sound. Thank you. Blue Sky, I'm so excited for you, Brittany. Thank you for helping us stay excited as well. I'm so glad. Aw, welcome to the UK, Brittany. Kathleen said, what a fantastic opportunity, and so excited, grateful you are sharing with us. Yes, I'm so glad I can bring you guys along. This is going to be, again, it's a huge historic event. And I don't think sometimes people understand or quite appreciate the magnitude of that. And this is also, as well, to a certain extent, a trial run for William's coronation, because his will be following along with his dad not too long after. I mean, it'll be, hopefully a decade at least, or two. But we shall see. Welcome to London. Thank you, Adrian, Jackie. Thank you so much. And then we have Mala, Cynthia, Alicia. Hi, Brittany from Puerto Rico. Since I can't watch the coronation live next Saturday, I can't watch any content on Saturday morning. Watching the coronation stuff all this week. Yes, and you'll always be able to watch the reruns or anything. So hello, Kathy. And then we have Christopathy, and it's called a YouTube user. Hi, everyone from Texas. This is my first live. London looks beautiful. Wish I was there. Yes, it is actually a gorgeous day today. It is sunny. It is warm. That's so rare for London. Saturday is supposed to be rain and maybe thunderstorms. It's going to be crazy. Okay, Cindy, hello. Did your travel day go smoothly, unlike your trip last year? Yes, except for the delay and the weirdness going on at Logan Airport. I didn't make it on time. The flight was, relatively smooth. We had a decent amount of turbulence, but it was really, really, really awesome as well. So yes, hello. So I was just going to see if you guys had any questions and any thoughts about what's going on, because there's, again, tons of crazy things. And thank you so much, Rachel, for the super sticker. You are so sweet. Thank you. Yes. And so, yeah, it's been so. Priso Castillo asks, how is the Brits' mood? Lots of tourist excitement. There are a lot of tourists. I don't know if necessarily all of them are there for the coronation, although I think there's a lot of interest. Because last time when I was here in March, there were a lot of people by Buckingham Palace, but I didn't feel like it was quite as packed as it was today. But obviously, as well, not only do you have the coronation, you have it closer to when kids are out of school and people are starting to do tours for the summer and everything. So I think it's just a generally more packed time. But yeah, it did feel a little bit claustrophobic. And I decided not to go all the way down the mile because I was going to scope out the mile a bit. But it was just like, I tried going that direction, but it was like so crushed with people. I'm like, you know what? No, because like when you're jet lagged too, it's just like, you don't want to be by a bunch of people. You're just like, you just get tired. I ended up walking all the way down and sitting at I don't know what it's called, but it's kind of the exit of Buckingham Palace where the royals usually go. So I thought, maybe something will happen. And I did some social media stuff. And then I was like, somebody's like, well, Charles is coming back. And I was like, okay, I guess I'll go back. And I'm glad I did, because I did end up seeing him. Hello, Brittany. Were you surprised about how close you got to Buckingham Palace given what happened last night with the security threat of King Charles and the rest of the family? I wasn't too surprised, really, because they do want people to come and they want people to engage, because engagement is a big factor in this, people to invest in what's happening. But at the same time, yeah, I mean, it was a big security concern. There's a lot of security there anyways. I don't think any of that would have necessarily changed too much. And so, yeah, but it was a busy time there for sure. And then obviously when Charles came in, that was a big hullabaloo, but not too big. There wasn't really any cheering that I heard, which I thought was interesting. And I think goes to show that they're maybe not necessarily the monarchists there, but other people. And then what happened was that they started clearing people out of the whole area, which I thought was like, wait, where's everybody going? So I don't know if they've shut it down completely. And if they did, then I'm glad I got in there, first of all, before they shut it down. But also I didn't bring the right lens to get a nice wide shot of Buckingham Palace, but they may have been shutting it down just to get last minute things done. As far as I know, it wasn't due to security concern, because it wasn't a security person, really. It was one of those just general crowd control people. Aw, Tree Annie, thank you so much for the super sticker, and Yvonne as well. Thank you so much. You are so kind. Oh, E. Williams saying, dang, I'm at the dentist now. Oh my goodness. Oh no. Yeah, I know it was a lot earlier for most of y'all in the States, but it was just like the next couple of days I may push it later because later would make more sense and I'm a bit more of the night owl. But right now, since I won't be able to stay awake too much probably after 8, and by 8 I'll be pretty probably incoherent. It would probably be best to wrap it up by then. Shabby says, welcome to the UK. I hope today has been as sunny there as it has been in our neck of the woods. I think the rain is forecasted, but who cares? It's the Coronation. Yes. Gorgeous day today. Gorgeous day. Reminded me of the Queen's Platinum Jubilee. That was also a gorgeous, gorgeous warm day. Blue skies. Really, really nice. Lee Foster said, hi, Brittany. Glad you made it there safely. You must be exhausted. I am definitely a little exhausted. I did walk around and that helps. If you lay down, if you sit down too long, it does start to hit you. And I wanted to like freshen up a bit. And yeah, the shower situation here is a little bit weird. So my hair got wet and I didn't mean it for it to. But yeah, it hasn't been too bad. But again, it'll hit me here. Like as soon as we're done, I'll probably go, oh, I need to go to bed. Hi, Brittany again. Louise, who are you most looking forward to seeing on Saturday? And what else do you look forward to seeing while in London? So I'm looking forward to seeing, obviously, Charles and Camilla, mostly Charles and the crown. I think seeing the Imperial State crown actually on somebody would be really cool. Although they're in the Golden State carriage. So I just don't know how easy it'll be to get, either images or videos of that. I haven't decided yet what I'll do. I may go with video just because, although that carriage moves really slow, that maybe give me a better chance of capturing something I can use later. Yet at the same time, I like pictures or something that's really cool as well. But definitely when it comes to Buckingham Palace, there'll be more pictures than anything. So hopefully I can get close. And I'm also looking forward to like seeing Queen Maxima and Letizia maybe or something. I may try to stalk the foreign royals, and I'll definitely be outside Buckingham Palace if at all possible for the reception, because I do want to see some of the foreign royals come in if that's at all possible. They may just be on a bus, and if they are, then I'll just say, you know what, I'm going to scoot back to my hotel and go to bed because I got early morning. But I'll definitely give it a try. So we will see. I even got a flash, just was like, because it may be dark. And I was like, well, I can use my flash and see. So I'm like trying to up my camera game, although to a certain extent, I really have no idea what I'm doing. I really don't. Sometimes I get the manual stuff right, but not all the time. It's a live and learn type of thing. And I think too, because my eyes were tired, my contacts were not doing well by that point. I was just like, I couldn't see, but I got some good shots. Not too bad. Oh, Kathleen. Hi, Brittany from Charlotte. So excited to hear about your first date in London. Yes, I'm so excited. Yeah, it was really, really awesome. And again, there's just so much. There's a couple of pictures I took. If you want to head over to my Instagram, if you're ever interested, I was able to put a lot more of the things that I see around because it's just easier to do it there, because I think you're limited to just 5 pictures on YouTube. So I did go into Smythson. It's a stationery place. Catherine has several Smythson items, and I've just been a bit curious about their stuff. And they had this little station where you could write this little card to Charles and Camilla, which I thought was really cute. And they said to that they would go back and get some. So, or they would give it to Charles and Camilla. So it would just be really fun. And I will say as well, for the pictures, especially tomorrow, and this is just almost a reminder to myself, I have a little kickstand, a stool, so hopefully I can get above the crowd, because getting above the crowd, if you're happen to be a couple things back, is so critical. Sharon says, hey, girlfriend, glad you made it. I hope you get all the pictures you want, and most of all, have fun and go shopping. Yeah, I definitely did do a little bit of that, but honestly, it just keeps me up. That would be my suggestion to anyone, is like, you have to go shopping. You just walk around. If you sit in your hotel because you're tired, like I could have taken a nap, but then I think I would be off the rest of the trip. So it's just, I have this system. It works. Maybe not for everyone. Is there any confirmation Catherine wearing a tiara? So this is from Addie. It doesn't seem like it. It doesn't seem like it. It really does sound like it'll be formal day wear for everyone, which I think is really, 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 really disappointing. I want some grandeur. I want some pomp and circumstance. And I think the Brits put on the best show. And really, at the end of the day, the crown jewels of the monarchy right now are William and Catherine. And I think putting them on display would be a good move. Not to say that Charles, won't be king or something like that, but I think it's really important to make sure that people know, especially because Charles is so old, and we have all these polls showing now that the youth are just not that interested. Generation Z is not that interested. If you can get them more attached and connected to the older royals, I think that'll go, or sorry, not the older royals, but to Catherine and William and their kids. I think that will be better in the long run. Terry says, hello, happy you arrived. Have you met up with any other royal correspondents yet? Not really. Honestly, I don't think I'd be able to hold a good conversation. I have ebbs and flows. Like really right now, it's like I have my hot cocoa to give me a little bit of, to get me through the live stream. But like at lunchtime, I was like dead. I was like dead just looking at my phone, like half not paying attention to it. I just like, I just kind of want to die. I just kept waiting for them to open my hotel room because they hadn't yet. And I was just so tired. And you just want to, especially after a long flight, you just want to relax a bit. And I couldn't do that. Like I had to change my clothes and everything in the restroom downstairs in the hotel. And I had like big bags and they don't roll right. And it was just like a mess. And I was like, and I should have changed my shoes because I had these, I ordered these new rain boots because I have some boots from UGG that I really liked, but they were getting really worn. And so these weren't bad. These weren't bad. And they're like, and this is, the tongue here is solid, so water shouldn't get in. My other one had fluffy thing about that height too, but it was kind of different. But these are definitely not like walking around all day shoes. They're not bad though. It's not like they're uncomfortable, but they're just not everyday shoes. But I wish I had the wherewithal to change the shoes, but I just didn't. Bluegrass asks, will you have a separate suitcase for all your hot chocolate? Not all. I will grab a canister or two while I'm here. I actually did walk into the Woodard store, but I kept really, really hoping that they had the cinnamon back, and they don't. And so I just thought, well, I'll wait and get it another time. So it was really fun, but I just do absolutely love it. Partly Cloudy says, I got a family friend living in London. He's a military journalist, and he plans on going to Norway for a long march coming up. Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool. Yeah, I'm hoping to get maybe to Norway this year. Maybe. Mia Maja said, Brittany, why did you lie that William's settlement money went to the Invictus Games? I didn't lie. That's just been reported. And I think I said that. It's been reported that it went to the Invictus Games. Do I know that? No. Is it possible because the numbers match? Yeah, it's possible. And so I don't necessarily consider that a lie because I'm pretty positive I said reported because it was written by Richard Eden. So I just wasn't quite sure if that was actually accurate or not. I try to always add those caveats if you catch them, if I'm not entirely sure, but yes. Lydia says, welcome to the UK, Brittany. Is Catherine really wearing a flower crown this weekend? I so hope she isn't. Yeah, I just don't know about this flower crown thing. Could just be a tiara, guys, and we would be so much better off. It would be so much easier. I just hope maybe some nice bling of some kind. It just would just be like a super letdown. I feel like it would just be like, or it's already raining and you're just there going, where is the bling, guys? Where is the bling? That's why I'm really hoping the reception has bling, but if it doesn't, then I will be sad there too. Just said, glad your trip went over well. Excited to see what you've already posted. Can't wait to see what you get. Yeah, and so I will show you guys here in a little bit what I managed to grab a bit. And I missed a couple of questions, and I believe super stickers. So Eunice, thank you so much for the super sticker. You are so kind. And then we have Elizabeth III. Oh, Elizabeth III, are you the future queen at some point? Well, I guess you couldn't marry George and be Elizabeth III, but still, that would be pretty cool. And then Price, thank you so much, Price Graham. I really do appreciate it. And then I had a question over here. So Siba asked, will you camp out to secure a good view? No. I'm not set up to do that, and I don't really have like, I think if you had a big group doing it or something, it wouldn't be too bad. But especially with the rain forecast and stuff like that, I'm not a roughing it kind of girl. Like I can rough it during the day and end. I can't rough it like overnight and then like, yeah, I think that would be too much. I think that would be too much. So yeah, I just don't think that would work. Monique says, yeah, you are witnessing history firsthand. Yeah, that's what it really feels like. It's been really awesome. TJ, what decorations do you see on streets and buildings for the coronation? So I've seen a couple of shops. They have etchings in there that say, long live the king. I've seen some that say, congratulations, Charles. Basically, they'll put the logo up there. So yeah, that's something that we've seen a couple of times. So I just find that to be really cool, and it's just really, really fun. So yeah, I just think that's great. And I do have more to share with you guys, and I haven't yet, I think, on my Instagram. So I'll have to go back through and see what I missed. Yvonne, if I missed you earlier, I'm so sorry. Thank you so much for the super sticker. And we also have the Hobbit hole. I'm confused. I thought you were going with a group of people signed up to go. Was I wrong? No, that's actually later in the month. So I actually initially scheduled that trip so it would end about at the time of the coronation when I thought it would be. And then they moved it earlier this month. So unfortunately, that wouldn't quite work. But I also just didn't want to like lead a tour during the coronation. That would have been way too much. That would have been a lot, because I do want to really focus on, especially the day of, getting good pictures and everything. Do you notice any more cops because of what happened? Well, I do notice a decent amount of cops, but I don't know if it's more than usual because I wasn't there yesterday, so I can't really say. But it's what I expected. And definitely there are some guys with very, very big guns too inside the palace guarding the gates. So they had somebody come in, I think a caterer for the Buckingham Palace Garden party, and these guys came in and they had like M4s or something. They were very big guns who were shutting the gate, and I was like, ooh, that's just a little scary. Oh, Kiki as well. Thank you so much for the super sticker. And then Princess Charlotte's wedding dress at Buckingham Palace. Oh, yes, that is there as well. Again, probably most excited for Blake Lively's dress because that dress was, magnifique. But it's so great, too, to see old dresses as well. I think there's something to admire about the construction. I actually went to the whole Dior show when it was touring a while back, a couple years ago, and that was really cool to see some of those dresses. Melissa says, Blitzer, what are your plans for Sunday? So I'm kind of waiting to see maybe what is reported for where people are going. I know, obviously, we had the concert in Windsor. I just don't know how much you would be able to see people arriving. So I don't know if I want to stand out there for a long time and not see anybody. Because they might, and Catherine and William live in Windsor, so they may go after the coronation back to Windsor. And if they do that, then like there's really no chance probably of seeing them. I just don't know. So yeah, I may or may not go. It all just kind of depends. MAPG asks, it was so nice of you to get a video of King Charles right away. Is there a schedule you're following? How do you know where to go? So I actually got that tip from Twitter. Somebody said, oh, he's going to do a walkabout. And I was like, really? Or like, are you sure? Because I was just like tired at that point. I was just sitting on a sidewalk going, oh, I don't want to walk anymore. But I need to find some place to go. Do I want to get lunch? And so they said that he might be doing a walkabout. So that's why I walked back, and he just happened to drive by. I was kind of hoping they would have the walkabout, but it turns out they were holding the line because the truck needed to move. So I was like, I kept holding the line. I was like, oh, maybe he's going to come back out. No, it was just about the truck. It was just about the truck. And I think they had one or two other cars come in as well. So there's not really a schedule. I'm just hoping to catch people where they're at. I mean, obviously I'm planning on going down to the coronation really early. And I'm kind of hoping the rain maybe puts some people off. Obviously the diehards will of course go. And I'm a diehard, so I can't blame them for going. But it'll be interesting to see how everything else goes as well. I was so disappointed reports Catherine will wear flowers in her hair. I am of the opinion it's all wrong for the occasion. Yeah, I think it's a little bit of a downgrade. It's like instead of Charles is kind of being like this, also you just feel like it's not even on the playing field, like his coronation in terms of the pomp and circumstance compared to his mother's. So that's definitely, I think people are let down by that a smidge. Marie asks, has Charles done any TV to talk about the importance and value of the coronation and the monarchy? He did do a documentary, and I haven't been able to watch that yet. And I think he does talk about, watching his mother wear the crown and being told, hey, you should remember this. And so I think he does really value it, but I don't know how deep he went into that. I tried to find it on BritBox and I didn't find it. Tree Annie, thank you so much for the tip. You are so kind. I really do appreciate it all, guys. And then we have Laurel. I love your jacket with the RNN logo on it. Yes, so I got a couple of things. I got a couple of shirts. I got like a rain jacket. I wish it was a bit warmer, but it's an actual rain jacket. Just because that way when I'm walking about, like I look more professional, especially if I were to interview somebody, like I look like I belong to something. And I just thought it would be kind of cool too, because then I can kind of advertise as I'm traveling. So maybe not people just still come up and ask, because I haven't had anybody ask about it yet, but maybe at some point somebody would. Okay, so Aisha says, I hope Catherine didn't wear florals instead of tiara. I will be super disappointed she wears flowers. Catherine, freaking tiara. Yeah, I think everybody feels that way. So I think it's, yeah. Coro Sales says, any cool restaurant reservations you have planned? Not yet. Just because last time I was like, okay, I'm going to do something super cool. I'm going to go to Harrods. I'm going to go to the Gordon Ramsay, like burger place. And it's going to be super cool. And it was so lame and it was really pricey. And I'm like, this was dumb. This was dumb. So I kind of just walk around and try to find a place. And that's actually worked for me a couple of times. I found a great pizza place. I can't remember. Maybe it was St. James's Park. No, not St. James's Park. I don't know. It was a stop away from Westminster Abbey. And it was actually really good. It was really good. So I did really appreciate that. They had a great pizza. I found that really nice burger place, or it wasn't like super nice, but it was a good burger place in Chelsea. I think it was called Brian, and Milo's was the pizza place, and they were both really good. That was last time I was here. Today I went to a different place and I wasn't like thrilled about it. And then somehow I didn't order the thing I thought I ordered, and I don't know how that happened. So I was just really confused. And I ordered it. So it wasn't like a mistake on their end. It was like a mistake on my end. But I don't know. Somehow I got the wrong thing. And I ordered 2 fries because I didn't think it came with fries, and it did. And mostly ate the fries because I was just kind of dead in, in my head a bit. Luby, have you seen any of the procession practicing? I have not, because they're practicing at about 3 a.m. And especially tonight, I will not be doing that because I want to get up early and see Catherine and William at their engagement. So, yeah. And then we have Hajimi. How do you prepare for covering coronations? Are you going to interview any spectators? I might. I had been thinking about that. And I do have equipment to do it, so I may or may not. It kind of depends on the situation. Day of, I won't. Probably just because once you get there, you can't really move, and the crowd just starts crushing you, basically, because everybody's starting to get up close and everything like that. So I won't really be doing that just because it's too much. It's too much. But I thought about it. Like, I always want to do it, and then I kind of chicken out. So I just like, any formal night events before or after for the visiting monarchs? Yeah, they have a reception the night before. And apparently somebody said that Charles is giving himself a like 6 o'clock bedtime. And I'm like, can't have a reception that early and then go to bed at 6. So I don't know quite how that's going to work, but I'm really hoping it's a tiara event. I just don't know. I was really hoping, because then I could see other foreign royals in tiara, because I've never seen a woman actually wearing a tiara in person. And, that's just like one of those, live to dream type things. Brie asked, how was the flight in first? It was awesome. Not gonna lie, I still didn't sleep totally, but being able to lay down, oh my gosh, it makes you feel like a human being when you get off the plane. It really does. You really actually feel like a human being a bit, and not like something that was like wrung out to dry. I just can't sleep on planes. I'm a very light sleeper, and so sounds bother me, and then I can't lay down, and then oh my gosh, it's just oh, it's my weird issue. But yeah, I can't do it. Lydia says it makes no sense for Catherine won't be wearing a tiara if you're not going to wear a tiara on the day of the coronation. When are you? Yeah, I just can't stand how they're just seeming to take away all the tiara events in the British world. Like they don't do as many as the other royal families. Like for their birthdays, they wear tiaras. Like why can't we do that? That would be awesome. At least I think. And looking at the inauguration of King Wilhelm Alexander, it wasn't a coronation, it was called an inauguration. It's actually interesting because I was reading the book about the stone and the scone or scoon. The scoon and the throne. So this is the stone of Scone and the coronation throne. And apparently for a long time in Scotland, it was inaugurations instead of coronations because the Pope didn't affirm that they could do that, which I thought was really interesting. So yeah. So let's go down. Let's find, okay. Rose says, hello, Brittany. Excited to see you in London. I really hope Catherine wears a tiara. Me too. All right, Tatiana, did you see Omid Scobie's interview today? I didn't, but I saw some of the headlines. That guy, I just always wonder who talks to him. Because I know nobody in the palace talks to him. I like, except for maybe some extreme people, like nobody would talk to him. He has no access anymore, really, except for what he can get from other people. I have no doubt no one in the palace is talking to this guy. But it was just like, I don't understand. But yeah, it's just this idea that, oh, they were just waiting. Well, it did say that the palace took a while to actually get out the official invitations. And if he was denied, who can blame Charles for doing that? It's like they're just whine-a-thon. Everything's like this huge slight against them. And again, the palace is wondering, okay, how much of a challenge are they going to be? I don't know. I couldn't Harry and Meghan reach out and go, hey, we really want to attend. Let us know the details. We can make it work and stuff like that. It's the burden is always on everybody else to appease Harry and Meghan. Harry and Meghan don't do anything. They like it's on everybody else to please them. Kelly, will you be in touch with other YouTube Royal Channel folks? I might be. I haven't really made any official plans yet. So yeah, if somebody really wants to hang out and catch up or whatever, that would be kind of awesome. The Hobbit's Hole, we're so disappointed that this once in a lifetime affair is not more royal. Yeah, me too. Me too. So is it true that 25 bullets were thrown upon the floor of Buckingham Palace for the 25 Taliban? I have not heard that specifically. But all I know is that there were shotgun shells and they were somehow rigged to pop, I would say probably more like fireworks. And that was yesterday. I don't know if it was particularly 25. And they did arrest the guy, and they are treating it at this point as a mental health issue. So take that for what you will. B-Level Baby says, what do you think of the chances are that Harry is a no-show for the coronation? People have asked me that, and it's like, if he doesn't show up, then he really truly is a coward. He's a total coward like Meghan Markle. She's a coward. He's a coward. They're both cowards. He just needs to show up for his dad. Just like be an adult here. Show up for your father. And show him a little love, and that's all you have to do. And then you can go back to your wife, and you guys can complain about how horrific and horrendous the rest of the world is for not being enamored by Meghan Markle. But I would really say, yeah, I just can't imagine him not going, and he should go, and Meghan Markle should go too. That's what I think, because again, well, I'm agree that nobody would really want her there, yet at the same time, I think she looks like a coward for going. And again, it's like she's throwing her husband to the wolves all the time to deal with the greatest fallout while she tries to escape it and go, oh, well, the kids. It's like, well, you guys left the kids for, we know, at least a couple weeks, and we get a time. You left your kids for like 2 weeks after the Queen died. Like, you didn't bring them there. I mean, I just don't get it. Kimberly says, hi, Brittany, glad you make it. Thanks for sharing this event with us. Of course. I don't know your personal stats, but maybe you'll meet your own British guy. Yes, I am single. I don't know if I'll meet a British guy. That would be rather interesting. My mother would be thrilled. I can tell you right there. My much. My mother would be thrilled. So yeah, we'll see. Who knows? I'm probably like one of those people where like I'll elbow somebody by accident because I'm like, I'm trying to get the picture and I'm like, get out of my way. And then who knows, maybe that'll be the love story. Jill, thank you so much for the tip. You are so kind. That really does help. And I really do appreciate it. And then we also have Kimberly. I almost said Kirsten because I could just see the K in the I there real quick. Thank you so much again for the tip as well. And so that was it. So I'm just going to go through and see if I'm missing some good questions here. Cassandra, so excited to see everything you share. Been so excited for your videos already. I set my alarm for Saturday. What's the mood concerning what happened last night at Buckingham Palace? I didn't really hear too much about it. I don't think it's keeping anybody away. I think the rain will do more of that than anything else if the rain is bad. Especially if there's a thunderstorm, that could mean the rain is somewhat intense. I know here it doesn't rain quite as intensely as it does in some areas of the States. But it might be bad. If there's thunder, though, that really messes things up, because if it thunders, then you should really close your umbrella. And I do have a good umbrella that I actually purchased in March while I was here, and I didn't end up using. And so I was like, well, I'll just keep it and I'll bring it back. And it's like a crummy umbrella, so it may just break as soon as I open it. But yeah, so we'll see how it goes. But yeah, it'll be definitely, I got a newer camera here to hopefully get some good pictures. And I was trying it out at Buckingham Palace today. It was doing really, really well. And I rented a different lens. So this is not my personal lens there. So for the purpose of just getting some good pictures, because although technical expertise is the best, your shutter speed really does matter, especially when people are moving. Like the faster your shutter can move, the better. So yeah, so that's kind of how it works. So, and I was super proud of myself today, guys. I was not embarrassed at all about dictating to you guys while in front of Buckingham Palace, because I always think, oh, that seems so weird to be talking to yourself. But it actually worked out super well. And I actually have a mic that goes on my phone that's supposed to make the sound quality really good. And I actually did think the sound quality sounded actually really, really excellent. So I was really, really pleased with that. The only thing is, like, it doesn't work with the gimbal I have. So that's, the gimbal allows me to, at least with my camera phone, allows me to have a smooth range of motion rather than jerky. Because my video of Westminster Abbey is pretty much unusable. Because I was looking through and I got all this video and I was like jet lagged. I should not have done that. Well, I think that was my only time though. Did that like right before it. And I was like, I was looking at it going, oh, this looks great. And I was like looking it back later and I was like, no, this is so jerky and awful. My gosh. But Westminster Abbey was very kind to send me some great B-roll footage, which I plan on getting together. I did start a little script for the stone and the throne. And so this is about the coronation stone and the coronation throne. So both of those things are pretty incredible. And I will say, Clara said, did you watch the full dress rehearsal? I didn't. It was incredible. I haven't watched the full one yet, but I am a bit worried because they have all those soldiers with their gigantic beaver hats all down the line in the mile. I'm like, we would not be able to see diddly squat. Those guys are there. I'm like, no. I mean, I have my little kickstand, but it's only like yay high. It gives me a little bit of height. Which is a good thing, because if you've ever been in a big event like that, I will tell you right now, when the person comes by, you think, oh, this is like a great view. You can see, and then everybody does this and you can't see anything. That happened to me when I was actually, me and a coworker were traveling back from Africa through the Netherlands, and happened to be their Memorial Day, which is tomorrow. So I know King Wilhelm Alexander and Maximo will not travel out until at least maybe Friday or maybe later tomorrow, because they do have this Memorial Day for World War II. And we just happened to be there on that day. It was not planned at all. And so we had a pretty good view, we thought, until they walked out, and then everybody raised their cameras. And I'm like, this is the end. And I could have actually been like the front row where they walked by, and him and I wasn't in that space yet, zone of thinking about it from a journalist and grabbing pictures and stuff. So I totally messed that up. So Kids Relevant, you definitely are in your element, Ms. Brittany. Excellent reporting. Thank you. I try. I feel like straight reporting, there's some people who are really great at it. I am not one of those people. I like commentary aspects of it. So that's where I try to get, where I try to lean towards. So, but I can also report about facts and then say, well, I have additional things to add. That's what I try to do. American Woman, I noticed your logo and the pic you posted on the plane. Love it. Yeah, so this is, so I actually have 3 of these that I got. So this is my second one because my other one is now officially plain. It's all wrapped up in plain. So, but yeah, it's been really comfortable. These are actually rather warm. And so it's really, really great. And so I'm really, really thrilled about it. Definitely not something cheap for sure. But again, it gives you kind of something where if you're walking around trying to interview people, you look somewhat more official because it's like, oh, they have actual gear. And like, this looks like a logo. It's not crazy or anything. Heather says, Brittany, I thought you were escorting over ground. Yeah, no. So the group would have been, was going to happen, I thought, in the lead up to the coronation, when it was, a lot of people were reporting it was going to happen in June, and then that fell through, and then they ended up putting it in May. So I was never planning on leading a group during the coronation, but I thought if people wanted to stay or they kind of came back or something, they could do that if they wanted to. But coronation dates changed, and that made everything a little bit difficult. GJM, a little bit of dyslexia there. Will you be interviewing people in the crowd? I may not. I haven't decided, but not on the date of. I may go earlier if there's a chance to do that. But day of, again, once you're there, you don't move. You can't really move. You can kind of sort of talk to people, but it's not really just the best. I'm not super great at man on the street interviews, but I've tried. Any gossip regarding just Harry's attendance? No, except for the fact that, once again, he's just like going to be there for like 10 seconds and leave. And it's like, can you not go anywhere without your wife? I mean, I know it's your son's birthday, but what about all the soldiers who have actually missed their children's birthdays because they had no choice? And sometimes it's good for kids to learn that, like, would it kill Archie that if you're not there until the next day? No, it would not. It would not. Judith asks, will you attend the coronation concert? I don't have a ticket because those were limited to just UK residents. And I just don't know if you'll be able to see anything in terms of like the royals arriving. That's what I would be interested in. But if that doesn't really happen, then I probably won't. St. Elmo's Fire. The garden party went on this afternoon. Did you see the arrivals? I just saw Charles. I believe he came right after the coronation rehearsal. So I don't know if I should go and try to catch another rehearsal. But again, Catherine and William will be at an event tomorrow. And that'll be my main focus. And hopefully I'm on it enough to maybe even do a video and then do a live stream as well. Okay. So we have Emerald says, in my opinion, if there was ever an event for royals to wear tiaras, King Charles's coronation would be the time. As the future Queen of England, I'm hoping Catherine wears a tiara. Yes, and I also thought for like Beatrice and Eugenie, this will be the only other time in their lives they get to wear a tiara unless they get married again. So I was really bummed for them even that they won't get to wear a tiara again. You asked, what is with the American fascination with tiaras? They're pretty. They're so cool. There's just something unique and interesting about them. I've always really enjoyed them. I actually had a book that I actually ended up purchasing as part of my research for this channel. It's from Leslie Fields, I think it is. It's a red book. And I checked it out from the library a lot. And I did a whole report on the Cullinan Diamond in high school. So yeah, just a little bit of a royal nerd there. All right. And then we have, Chris, enjoy yourself, Brittany. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Dilla Gaff asks, as you will be in London, it will be okay to keep umbrella up in a storm. Yes, unless there's lightning, you always take it down. And unfortunately though, if there's a lot of umbrellas too, that will really limit everybody's sight. Actually, when I was in Boston, people had their umbrellas up, but as soon as the royals got close, everybody was like, put your umbrellas down. And some people did, some people didn't. So we'll all have to see how that comes together. Maria asks, what is the hot chocolate that you love so much, Brittany? I need to look into that. It's called Whittards, Whittards. And there's another place, and it's by Harrods. And they like melt real chocolate and put in the hot chocolate. And you can ask for like the density of the chocolate. So like, really dark chocolate, light chocolate, white chocolate. And that was really good. So I want to go back and get some. And they had some that you could buy and take home and make later. And I may do that. Although I will say the best like drinking chocolate I ever had was in Poland. There's this little place in Krakow. It was incredible. And I brought some of that chocolate home and I made it for, what did I make it for? I made it for Christmas and it was awesome. Happy ass. Do you have a celebrity crush? Yeah, sure. Who doesn't? I don't know. I think Tom Hiddleston is cute, but I don't know. That's neither here nor there. Hi, Brittany, Lou Ann. Hello from watching from Saudi Arabia. Wow. It's so amazing to hear like people watching from all over the world. I think that's just so crazy. So crazy to me. Be careful with the camera, Maureen. Yes. So I have actually a lot of rain gear for the cameras. I bought it last time when I was coming and I didn't really end up using it much, but I have like, I don't know, I have like 5 shields and 2 cameras. So I'll let you think of that way you will. So hopefully I should have like an appalling amount of whatchamacallit, an appalling amount of coverage for the cameras. The question is when things move, and it's just there's some variables I'm still thinking through. When are you going to meet the Prince and Princess of Wales? This is from JER. So they have an event tomorrow, and so I plan on getting there early and camping out, and hopefully maybe they did announce that they will do a walkabout, which they don't usually always announce. So again, super excited about that. But they were pretty mobbed in Birmingham, so hopefully. But I'm planning on getting there early if I can. We don't know when they're going, but I figure the earlier the better. So even if I'm the crazy person out there and there's like nobody out there, and I'm like, I'll be fine. Mon P, so much technical knowledge to learn to make videos. Enjoying you sharing that with us. Have fun. Be safe. Thank you. Yes, it is pretty technical. And it depends on your camera and everything, and you have microphones, and having a good microphone makes a big difference and everything. So there's a lot of things that go into it, and just learning how to edit, that's a process. I've gotten faster on it, but it still takes me a shorter video, even with not even that many pictures, still takes me probably 2 hours to edit. A shorter video would be like 20 to 30 minutes. There's a lot of pictures. That coronation invitation royal attendees video, I want to say that took 3 or 4 hours to edit easy. It was a long time because I had to find the pictures and I had to put the pictures in. I had to try to make sure everything was from a public domain or from the royal family's website directly. And so that took a while because some of them are easy to navigate. Some of them are not. And that's very aggravating. El Sexton asks, anyone know where I can watch the coronation here in the States? Pretty much every major news outlet. So Fox News, CNN, MSNBC should all be carrying it. You have ABC, NBC, CBS. They should all be carrying it as well. And it would start, at least in the States, the procession would start at 10:30. So that's 4:30 a.m., I believe. So we're 5 hours behind on the East Coast. So I'll let you do that math. I honestly don't think I could think through what that math is right now. But yeah. So Connie asked, opinion on Camilla. I think she's lovely. Obviously she did not do, you could say what's right by, Charles and the kids and everything, and Diana. Absolutely. Does she make mistakes? Yeah. But has she been a pretty good, queen consort now and partner, and drawing attention to places that need to be drawn attention to, like she works a lot on domestic violence, and yet also at the same time being not really drawing too much attention to herself either. So I think she does that very careful balance that consorts need to, where they give their husband a lot of attention, and yet at the same time they do little things, but don't pull too much from their spouse. I mean, part of it, the reason is she's older. So, if she was Diana's age and looked like Diana, she'd get a lot more attention. That's just fact of life. But yeah. Brittany, what time is the coronation going to be? So Saudi Arabia. Oh, I don't know what it would be from Saudi Arabia, but whatever is British time, you would add probably, I would say probably 4 or 5 hours, I would guess. But I'm not sure. I'm just spitballing here. Oh, little Andy says it'll be live on the Royal Family YouTube channel. Yes. So that's run by, I think, like ITV or something. Because I was like, how did they get all these great videos? Well, they're the only people videoing the royal events. So I'm like, American Woman says, hope you have a wonderful trip and enjoy yourself. Thank you. Who knows if we will get a surprise and Catherine will wear a tiara and you'll get a fantastic picture of it. Love from Tennessee. Yes, that is my deepest hope as well. I'm very excited for that. Very, very excited. Nat B asks, have you watched the Outlander show? You would love it. I've watched part of it. I just, it was before it finished and stuff, and it was a while ago. So, yeah. Kimberly says, you do belong to something. America, you're wonderful. Oh, thank you. Oh, oh no, Hawaiian Amazon sex. Oh no, are you getting sick? No, I think it was because of the pressure of the plane. I have really sensitive sinuses anymore. So I've been sneezing all day, and I'm sure most people were like, "Oh, what is that girl? What is that girl stuff?" It's just I sneeze constantly. So I'm going to take some Benadryl and go to bed. And I'm really, really hoping it's not my allergies. I have just seasonal allergies, and as I've gotten older, they've just gotten like incredibly bad, and I've sometimes ended up with hay fever because I sneeze so much. And for a while, I was taking allergy medicine pretty consistently, but then the season kind of changed and it wasn't quite as bad. And then the other day it got bad again. And so I haven't just been on a strict regimen, and I just wasn't anticipating, but I think it's the changing pressure from being on an airplane that kind of gets it for me. Question, what time does the coronation start on the East Coast? So if it's 5 a.m. on the East Coast, then on the West Coast, it should be like 2 a.m. or something like that. It's really early in the morning. But again, don't trust my math. My brain's just a little slower. Hi, Brittany. This is from Alice. Tiaras make everything better. How do you think Megan is coping with knowing that she will probably never wear another one? Oh, I'm sure she's like plotting something, and she's like, will buy her own tiara. I'm sorry, though. I just don't think modern tiaras look as good as the older ones. They just don't. Every time I see a modern one, I was like, that looks so modern. Like the older ones, I don't know what they did, but there was just something about them that's just grander and better. I think it's because they had more access to jewelry. Some of this stuff was cheaper for the royal family, so they had it in the vault. So there was just a lot of different things. So Lou Ann, what is your favorite tiara? So I love the Dutch bandeau tiara. It's just big diamonds. It's like a big diamond headband. It's very simple. It's just like big round diamonds. I do love the aquamarine Kakashnik in Sweden. I think that's a gorgeous piece. Huge aquamarines. I've actually gotten more into aquamarines recently. So I have been on the lookout, especially with Diana's aquamarine ring. I've been on the lookout for one. I did find one I thought was not too bad from Costco. And then what else? I can't remember. Obviously, the Cambridge Lover's Knot or Queen Mary's Lover's Knot is one that's really great. And I especially love Catherine wearing it the last time. I just really felt like, I don't know if it was the camera, it's like being as close to her or what, but you could really, really see the details in it. And I feel like in a way that you haven't before. And I think too, it was, again, the dress has a huge impact on the tiara. And I think it was the stark whiteness of the dress with the accent of the silver just really, really played off the same in the tiara. And it just looked really, really good that time. Lone Brigitte said, Brittany, I hope you have some wonderful days in the UK. Thank you. I don't know, Canoops or Knoops? Yes. So that is the other hot chocolate place that was super good by Harrods. It was like melted hot chocolate. It was awesome. It was very, very good. Now I meant to get back there to actually buy some, and I just didn't. Louise says tiaras rock. By the way, have you seen the Scandinavian documentary called Scandinavian Royal Jewels and Russian Royal Jewels? Both can be found here on YouTube. Yes. I do absolutely love, I've seen that, and I love how they talk about them, because tiaras sometimes like they lay flat, in their box, and then you can kind of mold them to your head. So some of them are set, you can't move them. Other ones are very movable. And so depending on, because sometimes it's just, the shape of your head depends on whether or not that tiara fits and looks good on you. Sometimes it's weight. There's a particular one in Sweden. It's the steel cut, but it's not and the steel cut is another one I really like, the Napoleonic steel cut. But the smaller one is shorter, and it has kind of a particular shape, and it's like a Kokoshnik, but very small, and it's made out of steel. But what's interesting too is like when Crown Princess Victoria wore it, I thought it looked rather terrible on her because it kind of mimicked her chin shape, and so it just it just wasn't flattering. And so tiaras very much depend on the person too. What is flattering on you may not be flattering on somebody else. I actually think I wasn't actually impressed that much with the lotus flower or the Cartier Halo tiara, but I really think Catherine looks absolutely fantastic in the Cambridge Lover's Knot. I really, really do. I just think she looks amazing in that. And again, I think it depends on your facial structure and makeup sometimes, what looks good, or like particular jewel tones, like Princess Madeline in the aquamarine, because she has very bright, deep blue eyes. The offset of the aquamarine and her eyes is just something you can't really totally replicate with other people. So just because she has that. Brittany, Night Owl asks, have you tried hot chocolate with a shot of whiskey? I have not. I'm not really a drinker. And so when I had that little picture of me with the champagne, I took like 6 sips of it and then I was done. I was like, I gave it to them mostly full. I just really wanted it to just have the picture. It was just like dumb, but I was like, this is fun. Julie says, only just joined. Are you suffering from a cold or hay fever? Yeah, it's allergies, like sinus stuff. I think it's, again, cabin pressure and airplanes, just like it started tickling my nose and then just never went away. So again, yeah, we'll be taking some Benadryl tonight, and hopefully that calms a bit, but I'll have to take it because Benadryl, like, I just fall asleep. I just like die. When I started having allergy issues, funny story. So our first dog as a family was hypoallergenic, and we just didn't really think about that. And so I had all of a sudden started having trouble with my allergies, and we had moved too. So we thought it was the environment. And then it actually took us a couple years to realize it was actually the dog dander. So if I go over to my parents' house, they both have non-hypoallergenic dogs. I will, like, eyes watering, itching, sneezing, like the whole 9 yards. It's a couple of days and I'm like, I'm like, blah. Yeah, because I dog sat for them for a couple of days, and by the end of it, I was like in really bad shape. It was just one of those things. But I don't mind because I love dogs. But my dog's hypoallergenic, so I have no issue with her. She has hair, not fur, actually. Hi, B. Call me Elsa. Why does the British Royals wear a lot of blue outfits? Is it the Windsor house color, or do they have one from India? Love from India. I don't think it's really. There's some blue in their standards, but there's also blue in the Order of the Garter. So I wonder if that influences it, because the Order of the Garter is the oldest chivalry order, I think, in the world. It's from, I believe it started in the 1200s. And so it's very, very old. And their sash that they wear is blue. So that could impact it, because there's, again, just a long history of connection. And as again, it's a way too, as well, of keeping that kind of connection going and kind of influencing that. We have heard that Catherine will be wearing, she says, a hint of blue, but I actually think that'll be perhaps her order. It won't be her outfit. I imagine, from every image I've seen, everybody seems to wear, at least the women wear white. So I anticipate the women will wear white, the royal women. And again, I think that sets them apart from the rest of the audience. So I would guess, although we don't have confirmation, that most of them have been told, hey, you can wear these colors, but not this. Don't wear white. That's reserved for the royal family. Oh, and if you guys want to have some fun times, go and check out my Instagram, because I took some videos of me with fascinators I found at John Lewis. That is like one of my favorite things to do, is go to John Lewis and try on the fascinators. And they're not bad. All of them I've seen have pretty much been under $100, and they're 100 pounds. And they're just so fun to try on. And I just think they're fun. And I should say my trick to getting them home is, my clip's in my hair. So I take a clip like this. If you're ever in the UK and you come back, this is just a tip. So I take the clip and I actually clip it to my roller bag, the handle of my roller bag. And if you like hook it under and then clip it, it doesn't seem to move very much. You have to take it off when you put it in the overhead bin and stuff, and you have to put it in front of your seat. But if you're trying to get your tiara home, or sorry, not tiara, tiara would be the better way to go. But if you're trying to get your fascinator home, yeah, clip it to your bag with like, bring a clip like this that for that sole purpose. Like actually, I think when I was flying out to my grandparents and I was going to take my fascinator with me, I actually had to ask my mom because I couldn't find my clip or something. And I was like, Mom, I need your clip. I need a clip because the clip keeps it there. And it mostly doesn't move. And I mean, you have to hold it and stuff or move it to the side. So you have to be careful with it when you're actually flying on the plane. But when you're moving around, you can just put it on your bag and it moves. So that's just a little tip if you ever want to come. So, or come back from the UK and you want one of those. That's just my little tip. And it works. It works. So Rush asks, we need to network and get you in at the Soho House for some interviews. I honestly actually wanted to get in the Soho House just for like reconnaissance. I don't want to ever be intrusive or, aggressive towards somebody or anything like that. But I would just be super curious. Super curious. Jan says, hi, Brittany. How long was your flight? It was 6 hours. We took off from Boston. That was where my layover was. So it wasn't bad, but unfortunately, if you've never been on an international flight, so they serve you dinner and breakfast. And so they serve you dinner and that takes like an hour and a half usually to get through. And then they turn the lights off. And then about an hour and a half before you land, they turn the lights on again. So that's 3 hours. So you make it 3 hours of sleep. Now you have the option, obviously, of saying, I don't want any dinner and sleeping all the way through. But my theory is, even if it's midnight, I paid for this food. Technically, the food on your flight is the most expensive, awful food you will ever eat. So I eat it just because it's like, well, I'm paying for it. This is some of what I'm getting my money for is paying for this awful food. But I will say food in first class is better. It is much better than first. I wasn't actually sure if it would be all that much better, but actually my stuff was actually really good. I think I ordered the wrong thing for breakfast, but other than that, it was actually really great. And again, I just wanted to do that because last year, if you don't know, because my audience was so much smaller, than my initial flight got canceled. I got pushed back 24 hours. We didn't get it back to our hotel until like 2:30 in the morning. We had to like desperately try to find an Uber because there was nothing available. And then I had to get up early to call London to make sure they didn't give my room away. And then I got on the plane and then I reserved a flight on an earlier plane than what they were initially going to give us. So I got on that plane. That plane had issues. So I boarded and deboarded that plane twice. 2 times. I was like about in tears. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to jump to plane number 3. So I jumped to plane number 3, which was a little bit delayed because all of us from like who were traumatized from flight number 1 and then flight number 2 were now on flight number 3. But that one did eventually take off. And it was like midnight. I'm not even sure where I was going with that. But anyways, that's why I kind of decided to take first this time, just because. And then I ended up being really tired and it was like the day before the coronation. I thought I was going to miss it. And I'm not usually a crier, and I was about in tears with my mom on the phone because I was like, you can't have this again. If I miss this flight, if I can't get off the ground, what am I going to do? There's nothing I can do. So I got there the day before. I lost money because I missed my tickets to Westminster. I missed my tickets to St. Paul's. I barely made it to the Tower of London. And that was one of the few things I had booked via the Historic Royal Palaces. So I had a year-long pass. Anyways, it was just a mess. It was just a mess. So like this time I was like, I'm not taking any chances. I can get there a couple days before. So if they cancel my flight, at least have a couple days. And yeah. So TCT, Super Sicker, thank you so much. You are so kind. Oh, Kimberly, Spencer Tiara is my favorite. It is very pretty. I do agree with that. Ooh, there's a Canopes near Kensington Palace across the road from Whole Foods. Yummy, yummy. It was good. It was really, really good. So let's see. So I thought it would be fun too to show you guys a bit of what I got. So one of the things I got, and if you're following me on Instagram, I mentioned this, but I got this Radley little envelope. So Radley, they're like, it's known for its little like terrier right here. And it says, on request of His Majesty the King, RSVP, Buckingham Palace, London. So they had a purse, which I had seen, and a couple other things, but I actually did see the purse in store, but I really, really do like this. And I like envelope things, and it's got like a little hold in it, and it's got a little dust bag, and it's just like, and it's like really soft. So it's just an envelope thing. I've actually had Radley stuff before. I had a passport holder, but I just think this is, it's got the purple there too. I just think this is adorable. So, so yeah. And I feel like a wristlet is better because it's something like this on a purse. And I feel like I would get, I don't know if I would end up using it as a purse too much if I had it. And then I saw this at the bookstore. Spare us. Yeah. So I got this. And I know I need to do a couple of giveaways because I still have stuff from my last trip. I'm just trying to figure out how to do it well. But I got 2, so one of them can be for you guys. So I don't know if you can probably get these in store, but I just thought it was fun because you can get them here. And they do have Coronation merch finally because they didn't have some in March. So I got this magnet for my sister. She collects them. And I got tea towels because last time I got tea towels and I felt like this was, oops, they're upside down. There we go. I got ones for the Queen's Platinum Jubilee, and so I just thought these were cool too. Got an ornament for my mom because she likes Christmas ornaments, and then I got a pin. So I started traveling when I was pretty young, internationally, and so it was kind of part of. We had to wear lanyards, and so we started collecting pins. So I have like just pins like this from like all over the world. And one of the pins I had that I treasure probably more than probably anything else really is I got a pin from the Olympic Games in 2004 from Greece. I got the Muse of History. I tracked down the Muse of History pin, and I was so excited. I was so excited. Nidal asks, are you getting more books this time? Yeah, I did. I don't know though, because it's like, because they have so many more like British history books. I feel like than I find in the U.S. and I just feel like they're more interesting. I got one on the Stuarts, kind of palaces of revolution. I got one on the cathedrals. And then I got another one on the Norman Conquest because I have this whole idea for a podcast and I just don't know that much about William the Conqueror. So I just thought that would be kind of fun. So yeah, Jennifer Baker asked, have you been to Greece? Yes, I've been one time. It was right before the Olympics in 2004. So that was really, really cool. And again, I got a pin like this, but with the Muse of History on it because I was a historian even in high school. So I was super, super stoked to have that. Oh, and I got some of these too. If you've never been to like the Buckingham Palace shop, they have these little soap things. These smell so good. I have the Holyrood House one. I really wish it came in a lotion. It's heather and lavender. It smells great. And this is tuberose and tonka for Buckingham Palace. And this also smells super good as well. So those are just kind of some fun things. So yeah, this is just fun stuff. I was like, I need to stop. And I did get another Radley bag, but it's just like just one of those fabric tote things. I think those are fun. I enjoy those because they're always great to have, and it was nice, but it's kind of buried over there. AJ, thank you so much for what you're doing. Just love your contents. Love from Norway. Oh, thank you. I'm super stoked. I'm really hoping to get to Norway this year because the Crown Prince and Princess, is their 50th birthday. They're doing some sort of party in August on their wedding anniversary, which also happens to be around or in between each of their 50th birthdays. So I think that's really cool. Important question. Did you arrange to get a tiara for Pippa and arrange a photo shoot? Want to see the cute little Pippa in bling. Oh my goodness. I have not. I don't have her. I don't have a tiara for her yet. I actually did find these little tiaras at a shop and I did get them, and they're up above my bookcase, but I'm going to be moving again. So I'm going to be changing things a bit, but yeah, she would be adorable. I do have a Marie Antoinette costume. Apparently it's originally for a cat, but Pippa can easily wear it. When I put things on her head though, she tends to do this. And she like just looks at me and she's always like, why are you torturing me? I'm like, I'm not torturing you. You look so cute. And she just doesn't quite see it. I actually got this little costume for her for Halloween in this kissing booth, and you put her head through it. And it's technically probably too big for her, which is why she doesn't like it. But like I put that thing on her and she just looks at me like I just am the worst human being in the world for putting her on that. But I was like, but she's so cute. And like it fits her because she likes to give kisses a lot. So if you ever meet her, because I think it would be fun maybe to do a meetup one time with her. She gives everybody kisses. She gives everybody the belly and she gives them kisses. That's her favorite thing. Absolutely favorite thing. Retired Stitcher asks, do you think Megan will do something to overshadow the coronation? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. She will absolutely do that. It'll probably be pictures of Archie for his birthday or some like snide thing about who came to his birthday party, as if any of us are on pins and needles regarding who came to a 4-year-old's birthday. But I don't think Megan can help herself, but I don't think it makes her look particularly good either if she does it. So I was like, well, if you do it, bring it on, I guess. Because yeah, it would be kind of funny. Marcia says, so glad you're there, Brittany. What is the best way to watch everything live on Saturday in the US? It depends on what you want to watch. You can probably live stream any of the British channels, so Sky News, ITV, or the BBC. And you know, they'll be on all the major US stations. You also have the Royal Family channel. It'll be interesting to see, because I would love, because last time I was super stoked because I was going to live stream the funeral and I was going to tell you all who the foreign royals were. And guess what happened? They didn't even show the foreign royals on the stream. And I'm like, what? So I could introduce, because they never get the foreign royals right. They almost never do. They never even get some of the royal family right. So yeah, they end up doing that. So I'd love to do that. I mean, I'd love to see them. Like I may, you know, I'll definitely stock out Buckingham Palace for the reception. I may go over to hotels where I know royals are at or heard royals are at to see maybe if I can get a picture, because that might actually even be the even better spot to get a picture of them. But yeah, there'll be multiple ways you can watch it. Red Squirrel says, Brittany, is your hotel room okay? Yeah, it's great. I realized I probably should have opened the blind so I can have some backlight, because it just looks too stark, but it is what it is. Kids relevant, gotta go chat fam. Ms. Brittany, your credit to your profession. Oh, thank you. Yeah, this is always so fun. Margaret Riley says, what did you have for dinner on the plane? It was some sort of pork dish, and then it had something, it was like noshi or something, or ganoche. I don't remember what it's called. It's kind of, it was a pasta thing, but not totally. So the pasta thing, it was fine, but it's just kind of bland. But the pork itself was actually really good. Jennifer Baker, that wristlet is adorable. Thank you. Yes, I think it's really, really cute. I'm so glad I got that. And I did see that, and I just think I know I'll use something like this. The other thing, the purse, it might be a novelty thing I use a couple of times, and I'm like, it's kind of loud. But that wristlet, I think it'll be awesome. Maybe that'll be what I keep like my receipts and all my details in when I travel. I don't know. So anyways, and just so yeah, and Ella asks, is King Philippe in town, or Felipe? Yes, he will be in town. So will Queen Letizia, their daughter Leonor, will not be. And Juan Carlos and I believe Sophia as well will be here. Joan says, why do you think the U.S. media reports as if Meghan was invited to the Met Gala? I mean, because they can't, I think, imagine why she wouldn't go to the Met Gala, because she just is, like, how can she not? She's just so obsessed with being the center of attention that when she's not, it's just really, really hard to believe she's not. So, and again, everybody kind of knows this about her. Even her fans and stuff kind of know this about her, so that she doesn't show up in certain things just does look a little bit suspicious. So yeah. Okay, I keep trying to do something and then it's not, I feel like it's never working. Okay. Noshi. Potato pasta, yes. Yeah, there was like some sort of soy sauce with it too. It was all really good, honestly. Alexis asks, where will the best YouTube channel to watch Coronation? Probably the Royal Family channels. This is run by, I think, ITV or some affiliate of it. And so it's basically the only royal channel that exists that actually goes to every event with the royals and then sends a video that everybody reports on. That's why, to a certain extent, I don't report on events where the royals are at and where there's just not perhaps a lot to talk about, just because it's like they cover it. They had the great footage. So I'm like, what can I add to that? I can't add a ton. So that's kind of where I kind of hang out a bit. Okay. So let's go. Oh, and I was going to, let's see. And I think, well, let's see. I was just going to show you guys. There were some soldiers that did walk by with their horses, and I caught brief pictures, and I kind of wish I'd gotten the video camera out, which would have been my phone a bit faster, but I had my camera in my arms and need to remember to put the strap on it. Actually, that's a great reminder to me. Put the strap on it tomorrow, because that just helps with the weight of the camera and everything, especially if you have your hands busy. So let's see. We'll share screen. Yeah. So we did have couple of these soldiers walk by with their horses, which was pretty incredible. Again, just like, you're just getting excited for the event itself. And then they came back, and then I had an epic fail where I thought I had turned record on, but somehow I had turned it off. And then when they were finishing up, I had pressed record and then pressed record off again. So just major fail. I just like to be honest when I fail, guys, because number one, I think it's kind of funny because I try really hard, and then sometimes it's just an epic failure. And then other times because I'm definitely not perfect. And you know how you get better? You try and you share with people, and hopefully people encourage you. And then we also have Buckingham Palace. So I just did a little bit. I was trying to get a couple angles, see how close I would need to be to get a good shot. And I found out pretty much what's great too, which I really worried about, which I mentioned in one of my videos. I think I posted on Instagram, and I can't remember if I posted on YouTube as well, is that what I was worried about is that if you got too close to the balcony, they would be so high up that you actually couldn't get a picture of them, because they just want to be in your range. And it's really, the balcony is actually a lot lower than you think it is. Technically, it's probably about as high as the fence is. So it's actually fairly low. Like sometimes you think it's like super high, like 6 stories up, and it's really only it's on like the 3rd story, I think, technically. So that just gives you, actually maybe even 2nd. So that gives you just a little bit of perspective. And so I just had a long, more of a focus lens. And so I couldn't get the wide shots, unfortunately. But that's, you just never know what you need. And I mostly just wanted to see, and I was able to capture, because I have what I call my big behemoth lens, which is very heavy, but it gives me a good range from 100 to 500 instead of the one I had on my camera, which is 100 to 200, or no, 70 to 200. Oh, here, I did get a kind of a more wide-ish angle. And there was just also a lot of people there. There's just a ton of people there. So it's hard to, and you couldn't get as far back because there was a lot of police there and everything. So yeah, it was looking good today, Buckingham Palace, guys. It was looking really, really, really good. It's just one more thing I want to show you guys real quick, because I think it's still, tail end of spring and everything. And I just thought these looked amazing. So these are right outside. You can see the media trailers behind, and these are just a series of flowers, which I thought would look actually really, really amazing. So yeah, these just were in bloom. They looked gorgeous. And then you can actually see the media tents behind there. So there's a lot of media there. The most special media gets the 2nd story tent. There's 2 towers. I thought that was kind of funny for a Lord of the Rings style reference. So, and I don't think I had any more that was, maybe just got some close-ups of things, just kind of testing it out. And I just tested out the range to see just, how close you would need to be and everything, just wanting to get a good idea of where I would have to be. Again, it's just all about trying to find the right spot. And last time too, the stages were in the way, so that made it just almost impossible. This time there are no stages. Fingers crossed there are no stages, because that just really, really limits who can see, unfortunately, for the Queen's Platinum Jubilee. Like, you either had to be right in front of the palace or like way off to the sides actually to see anything from the palace balcony, which was a bit of a bummer. So guys, that is, I think, will be it for this live stream. Thank you so much for hanging out with me for a little bit and listening to me talk about all these things. Tomorrow I will be out and early trying to catch Catherine and William, and hopefully that goes well, and maybe even meet them. That would be I just really am looking forward to the day where I can put a selfie of me and Catherine or something, or me and William, just to really sell it for a little bit. I think that would be awesome. So I think that would be great. But again, I will try to set up a live screen tomorrow. It will probably be later in the day. And I will be just trying to get a lot of great content for you guys and sharing all about what it's like here on the ground. So guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Have a lovely evening or afternoon, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Oh, and just real quick, because I'm about to fall off. Brittany, unlike a virgin, so glad you made it finally. Do you think the police will let protesters with bullhorns ruin the occasion? I hope it is everything you dreamed and more. Please buy some souvenirs on me. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, I really do hope that there are no bullhorn people, at least by me, because I had that at the Commonwealth service, and that was awful. It was just really awful. It was like, that is a way to get me to really hate on your cause, for you to scream it in my ear for 30 to 45 minutes. Even if your cause is great, I like it less when you're screaming in my ear, and I'm trying to enjoy the event, and it's making it impossible to enjoy the event. So that's what makes it really challenging. So hopefully not. I mean, I feel like everybody has the right to protest, but don't get in the way of other people's enjoyment. Because again, does that further your cause? Not really. Are any of them going to change their mind if they're already royalists going out there? No. If you're making a nuisance of yourself, do you really think that'll pull people on the fence over to your side? Probably not. So, but some people don't have common sense either. So it all depends. MAPG, thank you so much for the super sticker as well, guys. I really do appreciate it. So glad you guys could join me. I know it was a little bit earlier, and tomorrow I'll try to do it a little bit later, just because I know there's a lot of American followers, and I just want to try to get everybody a good time. But I thought this was fun, because I know some people, especially in California, have to get up super early for the live streams if they catch them. At least on a Saturday, I feel like 7 in the morning is really super early. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you guys again so soon. Bye.